Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stinchfield. There is no more important issue than election integrity. We cannot forget about this. In fact, President Trump bringing it up yesterday when he's got European leaders in the Oval Office, Zelensky in the Oval Office, and even President Trump knows that if we don't have a secure election in this country, you cannot have a fair election. And the Democrats, quite frankly, will steal it. And with that said, President Trump offered this up.
Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots.
You've got to end mail-in ballots. They are a huge problem. Even Jimmy Carter's commission had a problem with mail-in ballots, saying they were absolutely ripe for fraud. But the reality is anybody with common sense will tell you that if you go as far as California goes, mailing a ballot to every single registered voter, whether they ask for one or not, in many states doing this, you know it's going to be ripe for those ballots to be stolen, signatures to be forged. In fact, we saw this happening in Illinois, multiple counties where signatures were forged. In Texas, you had dozens of cases that the Attorney General found where ballots were illegally collected and then mailed in. Also in Texas, this year, 6 people arrested for illegally collecting ballots for political reasons. So why wouldn't we change the system? For the most part, before COVID, we didn't have mail-in ballots. We had absentee ballots. If you were out of the country, if you were out of your voting area, you could mail a ballot in. You got approval to do it. You don't just go sending them out to everybody. This is Caroline Leavitt, the president's spokesperson.
And I think Republicans generally, and the president generally, wants to make it easier for Americans to vote and harder for people to cheat in our elections. And it's quite mind-boggling that the Democrat Party could stand in opposition to common sense. He wants to ensure election integrity. There were great efforts that were made in 2024. I won't get ahead of myself for Hatch Act reasons to get ahead for the next election, but I can assure you this is a priority for the president.
All right. It should be a priority for the president because this is what our democracy is all about, to steal a page from the Democrats' book. The only problem is I'm actually using it in a legitimate way, as when they say, oh, this fight's over democracy. So we've got to get something done here. I think it is going to happen. When you look at the pattern in California alone, you could say Michigan, Atlanta as well. These left-wing cities in blue states don't stop counting until their candidate wins. Anybody with common sense can see that. We know that is the case. I want you to listen to this. This is Kira Davis. She was a former Democrat turned journalist talking about the dangers of mail-in ballots, specifically in California.
Here in the state of California in 2022, we certified over 3 million uncertifiable ballots. That is based on data from our own Secretary of State.
Certified 300,000 ballots that should have been uncertifiable, and what do you think happened to them? They kept counting them. That's what happened. This is why it takes weeks, if not months, to get final results in California, because they keep counting till their guy wins. All of this has real consequences. Here she is again.
300,000 votes in Orange County were uncertifiable. That election was lost. The liberals won the school board in a conservative area, and the rest is history, right? Our kids didn't go back to school. We did have vax mandates. We did have CRT. We're still dealing with that now.
All right, so big problems in California and beyond. And as I mentioned, you had arrests in Texas as well. So the president is right to try to tackle this. Do you want more proof? Because here's what will happen. The liberals will tell you, oh, you can't find any proof of this. Take a look at this video now. This allegedly is a city councilman in Michigan where investigators say he was stuffing a ballot box. This is one of those infamous drop boxes. Big problems for him. Again, stuffing ballots into a drop box doesn't look good. It also means we've got to get the SAVE Act passed. The SAVE Act is the act to secure the vote that only American citizens can vote in our elections. President Trump has executive orders for all of these things, doing away with mail-in ballots, making sure that only American citizens are voting. But again, these are going to be played out in the courts. We need the United States Congress to act on all of these things. And quite frankly, when it comes to the SAVE Act, with Republicans in control of the United States Congress and the United States Senate, we should be doing a better job of getting this done.